was your favorite part about teaching at BYU?
The students. You know, I don't have an academic background. I just had come from 30 years at one of the large international firms. And so I didn't have to do academic stuff like research and all that kind of stuff. It was all kind of about the students. And I loved working with the students and kind of finding new ways to teach old things.
Yeah.
Asking, why are we doing it this way? Is there a better way to do it? That's part of the entrepreneurial mindset, I guess.
If you could reteach one class at BYU, what would it be?
You know, I always wanted to teach a religion class, and between teaching in the entrepreneurship program and the junior core, I taught in the junior core. That was the only class in the accounting program that I taught. I was a financial in the junior core for 8 years. There are some years I'd like to teach over again because, you know, you become a better teacher with experience. You lay an egg and you say, why did I do that way? There's got to be a better way to do it. But a lot of my experience in innovation came in the entrepreneurship program. When I went there, it was very small. It only had about 3 or 4 classes. And by the time we got through, we were teaching 20 classes, about 10 in the undergraduate level, 10 in the MBA program. And I don't have any regrets. If you look over your shoulder all the time, you're going to walk into a lamppost or something like that. So I just kind of say it's fun to look forward. Just keep on evaluating what you're doing and do it better. But there are a lot of students out there and say, I wish he had another year to do that over again. But I felt good about it.
What is your advice to the alumni in their professional careers and then also to students currently?
To alumni, it's, if you're willing, the Lord is going to take you to a lot of different places and do a lot of different things. We thought we were happily settled in San Francisco and would never, ever move from there. And all of a sudden, the firm asked me to transfer to Los Angeles, and nobody from San Francisco who's in the right mind goes to Los Angeles. We hate the place, okay? But so we thought, no, we're not going to do that. And then Heavenly Father said, yes, you are. So we went there. And I don't think if I'd done that, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to come to BYU. After I'd been on the faculty for 13 years, we had the opportunity to go serve a mission in Africa, and people said, you're going to go to the Congo? You got to be crazy. And I said, well, when President Mons calls you, you've got to do that. But we went to the Congo, and that opened up a whole new aspect of our life. We accepted other church callings along the way. So, number one, be willing to think about different things and doing different things. Don't be afraid of doing different things. As far as the young people today, BYU students just stand out. They're different from the rest of the people in the world. If they will take that difference and be willing to be different, then they'll be greatly accepted and they'll be admired for who they are, and they'll have tremendous influence. I probably had the biggest bar bills of any LDS accountant when I worked in San Francisco, but you know, if the team was working hard and on Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock, you know, you wanted to go out and just spend an hour or two together. I mean, like I'd guzzle Diet Cokes or Diet 7-Up or something like that, but they accepted the fact that I was willing to come onto their ground and be understanding of who they were and what they are. So, you know, be willing to be different, let Heavenly Father guide you, and always strive to do your best.
Now that we've talked about all those things with your relation to School of Accountancy, we want to know what you're up to now. Tell us about the things that you've been doing, what since retiring, missions, trips, anything like that.
Well, while I was still part of the faculty, we had the opportunity to go my wife and I, to be the mission leaders in the DR Congo Kinshasa mission from 07 to 09. After I retired in 11, we served a couples mission in Europe. And the last Sunday that we were there, I was going through my bucket list about all the great things I was going to do. And the phone rang, and my wife looked at it, and she said, "It's from the United States. It's area code 801-240." And I said, "That's the church office building. On a Sunday, we're either in trouble or something is going to happen." So we were called to serve in the presidency of the Provo Temple for 3 years as a counselor. And then President Irene said, "You haven't learned how to do it well enough," so he called us to be the president for another 3 years. So we had 6 wonderful years in the temple. And since then, we've been doing lots of things with family, try and just serve other people. We continue to serve in the temple, and just looking forward to lots of excitement. We're taking trips that we'd long postponed. We went to Africa on a safari, and I've got a couple of trips planned for this year. But along with the opportunity to serve in a YSA stake, to be with the students, that's great. So it's been church and family and a little bit of fun along the way.
Is there anything else that you would just say about your time at BYU or your time afterwards?
BYU is an incredible, wonderful place to be able to come. It offers an incredible education at the fraction of the cost of a private school. Tuition at BYU is maybe 20% of what a USC or something like that is. And I would hope that young people would recognize the tremendous investment that's come to bless their lives through the sacred tithing funds of the church. And, I would hope that people would appreciate BYU and say, the Lord has made a tremendous investment. If you are there for 4 or 5 years, you've been blessed with a tithing scholarship of $125,000. Now, BYU is not perfect, and there are changes that we need to make, and we'll continue to have to do changes, but it's a wonderful place. It's a unique place, and people ought to realize what a privilege it is to be able to attend and then to rep the Y when we go out into the world.